The 'Ndrangheta is one of the most powerful and elusive criminal organizations in the world, originating from the Calabria region in southern Italy. Over the past century, this group has grown from a regional syndicate into a global criminal empire with a near monopoly on the European cocaine trade. Unlike other Italian mafia organizations such as the Sicilian Cosa Nostra or the Neapolitan Camorra, the 'Ndrangheta operates with an extraordinary level of secrecy and familial loyalty, making it one of the hardest criminal organizations to infiltrate. This group has not only established its dominance in the drug trade, but has also extended its influence into legal enterprises, politics, and even law enforcement, making it a formidable force that operates in the shadows. The origins of the 'Ndrangheta can be traced back to the 19th century when it emerged as a loosely organized network of rural criminal families in Calabria. Historically, Calabria has been one of Italy's most impoverished and isolated regions, suffering from economic hardships and weak government control. This environment provided fertile ground for the 'Ndrangheta to take root, as locals relied on family ties and clandestine organizations for protection and survival. Initially, the organization engaged in traditional mafia activities such as extortion, kidnapping, and smuggling. However, as globalization expanded criminal opportunities, the 'Ndrangheta adapted and grew into a powerful international syndicate. Its structure, based on blood ties and a deep-rooted code of silence known as omertà, ensured that betrayals were nearly impossible, allowing the organization to thrive despite increasing law enforcement efforts. One of the most distinctive aspects of the 'Ndrangheta's structure is its reliance on familial clans, known as ndrine. These clans operate independently, but maintain a strong sense of unity through blood relations and shared criminal interests. Unlike the Cosa Nostra, which has a more hierarchical structure with a defined leadership, the 'Ndrangheta is decentralized, making it difficult to dismantle. Each ndrina functions as an autonomous unit, controlling its own territory while collaborating with other clans on large-scale criminal enterprises. The organization is governed by a secretive council known as La Provincia, which oversees major decisions and mediates conflicts between clans. This decentralized yet coordinated structure has allowed the 'Ndrangheta to avoid the fate of other mafia groups that have been severely weakened by informants and law enforcement crackdowns. The 'Ndrangheta's most lucrative business is the global cocaine trade, where it has established itself as the dominant player in Europe. By forging direct relationships with South American cartels, particularly in Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia, the 'Ndrangheta has cut out middlemen and secured massive profits. Unlike other criminal groups that rely on third parties to procure drugs, the 'Ndrangheta has direct access to cocaine suppliers, ensuring a steady flow of the narcotic into Europe. The ports of Gioia Tauro in Calabria and Antwerp in Belgium serve as crucial entry points for shipments, which are then distributed across Italy and beyond. Their ability to move vast quantities of cocaine with minimal disruption has made them indispensable to the global drug trade, earning them billions of euros annually. In addition to smuggling drugs, the organization is also involved in money laundering, using legitimate businesses such as construction, hospitality, and real estate to clean illicit profits. By investing in legal enterprises, the 'Ndrangheta not only conceals its wealth, but also strengthens its influence over local economies and political institutions. Beyond drug trafficking, the 'Ndrangheta is engaged in various forms of organized crime, including extortion, arms trafficking, corruption, and human smuggling. One of their primary methods of extortion is the pizzo, a protection racket in which local businesses are forced to pay a fee in exchange for security. Those who refuse to comply often face violent reprisals, including arson, assault, and assassination. This practice has allowed the 'Ndrangheta to exert near-total control over Calabria's economy while expanding its influence into other Italian regions and foreign markets. The organization has also been linked to arms trafficking, supplying weapons to criminal and terrorist groups across Europe and Africa. In recent years, authorities have uncovered evidence of the Ndrangheta's involvement in human smuggling, exploiting migrant crises to generate additional revenue. One of the most alarming aspects of the Ndrangheta's operations is its infiltration of political and law enforcement institutions. Unlike other mafia groups that rely primarily on brute force, the Ndrangheta prefers a strategy of silent corruption, bribing officials and influencing elections to secure favorable conditions for its activities. Numerous investigations have revealed connections between the Ndrangheta and high-ranking politicians, judges, and police officers, making it even more difficult to combat the organization. In some cases, local governments have been entirely compromised, allowing the mafia to operate with near-total impunity. The Ndrangheta has also expanded its reach into the international banking sector, using sophisticated financial networks to launder money through offshore accounts and shell companies. This level of financial sophistication has made it increasingly difficult for authorities to track and dismantle the organization's operations. Despite its secrecy, the Ndrangheta has not been immune to law enforcement efforts. Over the past 2 decades, Italian and international authorities have intensified their fight against the organization, leading to numerous high-profile arrests and asset seizures. One of the most significant blows came in 2010 when law enforcement launched Operation Ccocaine, arresting over 300 suspected members and exposing the group's international network. Subsequent operations have targeted key figures in the organization, leading to convictions and lengthy prison sentences. However, the decentralized nature of the Ndrangheta means that even when individual members are captured, the organization as a whole remains resilient. The mafia's ability to adapt and evolve in response to law enforcement measures continues to frustrate authorities, making the fight against organized crime an ongoing battle. The international community has also recognized the threat posed by the Ndrangheta, leading to increased cooperation between law enforcement agencies across multiple countries. Europol, Interpol, and the FBI have all collaborated with Italian authorities to track the group's activities, resulting in coordinated operations against its global network. The United Nations has classified the Ndrangheta as one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the world, emphasizing the need for a united effort to dismantle its operations. However, as long as there is demand for cocaine and the organization maintains its tight-knit structure, the Ndrangheta will likely continue to thrive. The challenge lies not only in law enforcement, but also in addressing the socio-economic conditions that allow such organizations to flourish. The Ndrangheta remains a deeply entrenched force in the global criminal underworld, demonstrating a remarkable ability to adapt, expand, and evade law enforcement. Unlike other mafia groups that have been weakened by internal betrayals and aggressive policing, the Ndrangheta's reliance on familial loyalty and extreme secrecy has made it nearly impervious to traditional anti-mafia strategies. While authorities have made progress in dismantling parts of its network, the organization's vast wealth, international connections, and deeply rooted influence continue to pose a significant challenge. To effectively combat the Ndrangheta, a multifaceted approach is needed, one that combines aggressive law enforcement actions with economic reforms, political accountability, and international cooperation. Only through a sustained and coordinated effort can the world hope to weaken the grip of this deadly mafia group and curb its influence over the global cocaine trade.